If you're looking for a relatively inexpensive 60% keyboard kit that you can easily build on your own, the IQUNIX Tilly60 is a pretty good option. It features a 60% layout with an all-aluminum chassis, a volume knob, south-facing hot swappable sockets, tri-mode connectivity, all the modern sound dampening materials with the gasket mount design, and a pretty unorthodox but definitely useful integrated storage box. Now what I have here is a prototype, and in this video, I'll share with you the awesome unboxing experience and a build guide. And if the timing is right, I think you still have a few days to order this. With that said, let's get into it. As always, honest disclaimer, this is not sponsored or paid, but IQUNIX did send a prototype so that I can share it with you. For a $269 barebones kit, the unboxing experience here is outstanding, one of the best I've had in a while. It came in a rather large black box with just a subtle IQUNIX logo at the center and features a flip-out style design with all the components packaged neatly in their own individual boxes, which makes the unboxing experience feel more premium for its price. Removing all the boxes and their platform reveals precautionary paperwork with some QR codes for online guides, and the IQUNIX Tilly60 aluminum chassis itself nicely protected by plastic and some surrounding foam. I mean, what more can you ask for at this price range, right? Pretty nice. Now let me break down all the components inside. Inside the box number 1 is a braided coiled cable with an aviator connector. The quality feels really nice with silicone covers on the plug. Inside box number 2, we have a customized wire switch and keycap puller, and a couple of screwdrivers. Inside the box number 3, we have a bunch of small items, including a safety and warranty guide and some stickers. We also have 2 sets of screws for the plate and gasket clamps, the 2.4 GHz USB dongle and adapter, and the standoffs between the plate and the PCB. We also have some small rubber feet and a larger one for the bottom of the storage space. We also have some porn gaskets, a silicone cover, the aluminum clamps to keep the PCB and plate combo stay in place, and a set of screw-in stabilizers with screws and washers. These are unlubed, but of course, we're gonna mod this later. Inside the box number 4, we have the key components. We have a pour and plate foam, a switch pad, a case foam, and another thin layer of bottom case foam. We also have here a very nice looking FR4 plate with lots of flex cuts and of course, the PCB. We have a silicone cover here that, if my guess is right, covers the wireless module, since what I have here is a tri-mode variant. I think this design with this sort of antenna cable is to allow the wireless signal to go through the gap between the switches and the keycaps, since this keyboard features a full aluminum chassis. I might be wrong though, let me know in the comments below. Anyways, this PCB features south-facing hot swappable sockets made by Kale. Last but definitely not the least, we have the aluminum case itself. As you can tell, the chassis is already pre-assembled with both the daughter board for the volume knob and the battery and ports in place. Interestingly, we have a storage space here where you can store your SD cards, dongles, and the like. I wish it had magnets though, to be honest. It features a relatively flat shape all around except for the storage and battery compartment that allows it to have that traditional slanted angle. At the back, we can see the travel distance of the volume knob and the USB Type-C port at the center. At the bottom, we can see a bit through the storage space and see the battery. Alright, so with the awesome unboxing experience out of the way, let's go ahead and build the IQUNIX Tilly60. The first thing that I did was modify the stock screw-in stabilizers. I had to balance the spacebar wire, lube it and the housing with the Krytox 205 grade 0, and do my usual micropore tape around the wire mod. After that, I installed the standoffs on the PCB so that we can attach the FR4 plate later. Next, I installed the screw-in stabilizers, making sure the orientation was correct. Next, I inserted the switch pad on top of the PCB, added the plate foam on top of it, and installed the FR4 plate on the standoffs that we installed earlier. Now for the porn gaskets, if you plan on changing the plate in the future, I suggest you stick the gaskets on the case itself, but since I have no plans on switching plates, I installed the gaskets on the FR4 plate itself. Make sure though to install it on both sides of the plate. Most of the processes here take a little bit of time to finish, but are mostly pretty straightforward. Now you can probably do this later, but I decided to install the switches at this point of the build. And you'll know that I like the keyboard and will use it as my daily driver when I use my favorite Durac Pom switches. Make sure to gently but firmly push the switches in. Next, open the bottom case by removing the screws around the corner. Place the plate and PCB combo gently inside, making sure the ribbon cables are visible and the gaskets are properly set in place. Next, we have to install these aluminum pieces to act as a clamp on the gaskets and make everything stay in position. Next, place the case foam on top of the PCB and then insert the ribbon cable on their respective ports and snap them in place. Now, it is worth noting that all Tilly60 keyboards will ship with the battery not connected to the daughter board. I found out about this when I was testing the keyboard, and later on I was able to confirm from IQUNIX. All you have to do is remove the battery cover at the bottom, connect the battery to the daughter board, and gently place the battery back, making sure the cable is not pinched, and then place the cover back. After connecting all the ribbon cables, install the final layer of foam and attach the bottom case cover. Then apply the two small rubber feet and the larger one on the battery compartment. As for the keycaps, I decided to use the GMK Lacerate keycap set simply because I want to know how it will look on a silver keyboard like this. I believe I waited for at least 2 years for this keycap set to arrive, which is absolutely insane. Good thing somehow I'm still in this hobby. And there you have it, guys. I think it turned out pretty well. Let me know in the comments below what you think. For now, here's a quick sound test for you guys. Now, after building this, what I did is I updated the firmware that was provided to me by IQUNIX. Now, what I have here is just a prototype, so I won't be doing a full review on this, but in terms of my initial impressions, I really like the premium unboxing experience, the quality of the materials used from the components down to the accessories that came with the package. I also like the layout, though personally I would prefer at least a 65% layout so I won't have to do key combinations for the arrow keys and some of the nav cluster keys. I also like the quality of the volume knob and the fact that it is integrated with the chassis. I also appreciate the built-in storage space here, though honestly, as I pointed out earlier, it would have been better if it is magnetic, so you won't have to worry about it when you move the keyboard around. Other than that, for its price, you're getting a relatively premium experience, and with just a barebones kit, you still have the freedom to choose your own keycaps and switches. And there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. If I release this at the right time, you should still have a few days left to join the group buy until August 31, 2023 using the link below. And if not, at least the people who pre-ordered this will have a sort of build guide. Anyways, if you're looking for a proper gaming keyboard with a numpad, consider watching my review of the ROG Strix Scope 296 Wireless, link below. Thank you for watching, subscribe if you appreciate this video, and see you next time. Have a great day, guys. You're awesome.